getting quite good numbers. It seems like people like listening to the Essex boys sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm making this about hollosley Bay, which is where Pat Tate, Rolfie and Darren Nichols and that met, which is in Suffolk, guys. And the reason I'm talking about that place is because I believe they were there in '95. But I was actually there in 1988. I spent my 18th birthday in Hollosley Bay. It was a young offenders institution when I was in there. And it was where they, not many kids from London was in there. It's where they put, it was all the Norfolk kids and the Suffolk kids, obviously. And then they also put the Essex lads and the Kent people there, which is how I sort of got there. What was my crime, you're asking yourself? I shot Pat Tate. Nah. I was driving on a van twice. And I've got 6 months and 3 days. Was put in for allocation. I went to an adult prison. I went to Canterbury prison because Elmley wasn't even built then. Canterbury was built for Napoleon sort of times. Really old jail. But to be honest, I quite like the old jails. I don't like the new ones. I quite like the Victorian ones. It had the hangman cell when they used to hang people and that. The screw opened the door and showed us. There was like a trap door. Obviously when they used to hang people. But yeah, I was kept in there for about 3 weeks when I was a young offender, but they weren't supposed to. But I was in there with all the like adult prisoners. And I've got to say, prison was a lot more peaceful than young offenders. I've got to say, young offenders is the most violentest place I've been. Obviously, everyone's young. There's people trying to prove themselves and whatnot. They had a guy there who was going around calling himself the daddy, this geezer. And that the age range, guys, in this young offenders institution was between 17 and 21. So you hit 21, you went to adult jail. But anyway, yeah, this guy, Hills his name was, and he proclaimed to be the daddy. And fucking, the first night I was in there, right, me and my pal that I'd come in with, didn't know him, obviously we got talking in the wagon. Anyway, we're in a dormitory. Our first night, we've gone up to the toilet. Anyway, I'm washing my hands. I don't know what my pal's doing. And this daddy, we didn't know he was a daddy, or the so-called daddy. The daddy's walked in and he said, "Give us all your baccy." And I was washing my hands and all I heard him say to my pal was, "Give us all your baccy." And I thought, fucking hell. I thought, we've only been here 2 minutes. Anyway, I'd already decided in my head, in the cells before we'd even left for Hollosley Bay, that nobody was going to be taking the piss out of me or doing anything to me, be it a screw, be it a prisoner, whoever. Anyway, before I could even turn round, I just turned round. My little pal's turned round. He said, "You can fuck right off, mate," like that. And I thought, oh no, do you know what? Guess what this daddy did? He got his rollies out and give us one. That mad's that. He was trying it on, see? It's mad in there. A lot of taxing going on. But yeah. But I used to look at this Hills, the daddy, And he used to sit there trying to humiliate people and that. And I used to think I'd love to fucking just get up and crack him one, because I'm quite a tall guy. I'm 6'2", and I was 6'2" when I was 17. But the only thing was, where he was 21, I was as tall as him, but he was really developed, you know what I mean? But who knows? But then again, you might have got up and clouted him, and then you got all these little morons. But I don't know, they might have scattered after that, but yeah. Well violent in there, guys. Fucking crazy. But when I arrived there, I didn't know where the fuck I was. I was only like 17. I've left my area and everyone's talking like me. Anyway, when we got out at Suffolk, everyone sounds like a fucking, no offence to people up that way, but you all sound like country bumpkins to me. And I thought, where the fuck am I? I thought I was going to Feltham, guys, in London. Clearly not. But then I heard this voice shout out, and it was this kid from Essex. And this other kid, Tim, he was from Canterbury in Kent. And my pal from Essex, he's the one, if you scoot down me, I'll tell that story again one night. I could do it now. When I helped my pal escape, he dived out the window and did the off. He sort of made a little, in his pyjamas, he like stuffed them, because the screws used to come round every hour. Just look in the window, look in your room, just look through the window. And my job that night was to smack on 10 o'clock. He was going out the window. And I said, well, what I'll do, I said, I'll come out of my room at like 2 minutes to 10. You give me the nod at the door, and like, I'll just lurch about up by the toilets at the end. And I'd sort of, if the screw come along, I'd distract him while my mate dived out the window. But anyway, I went up there. The screw didn't come. I went back to my room. Just couldn't really look at his room. I didn't want to put it on top for him. So I just sort of glanced, but I couldn't really see. But anyway, his dummy that he put in there worked right through till the morning, guys. And he was, where was he from? He was from Chelmsford. And but he got caught though. See, if you got caught, you got an extra 2 weeks. Which ain't a lot, really, is it? But you're not really escaping prison. You're absconding, which is just walking off. I considered it myself. But to be honest, them Essex lads only sort of had to get from Suffolk into Essex. I had to get from Suffolk into Essex, into London, and then into Kent, which was just, I thought I'll just do my time. But anyway, he got caught, matey who dived out the window. And he went up the top end. I forget what that was called. The top. It was all like locked up. But yeah, crazy place. Yeah, just Kent, just Norfolk. Who's in there? Norfolk kids, Suffolk kids, Kent and Essex. Lucky, really. There was some Essex bods there. But sticking someone from Kent, a young offender, all the way up there was just ridiculous. But there ain't a lot round here, really. There's Rochester Prison, which you might have heard on the news, always rioting. I've been in there, did 2 weeks on remand in there. Got a nice juicy story about the Asians in there, man. Giving it the big one. There used to be like a bit of a war in there with the Asians. Not that they was fucking doing anything, but they were full of mouth. Yeah, I remember that, man. That was my first ever time in prison, guys. 2 weeks on remand. Fucking, you walk through them doors, everyone just looks round at you. It's mad. Crazy place. But that was back when I was 17, and there was no TVs, guys. It was, it's going to sound a bit crude, but he gave me a bucket and he said, "You're pissing and shitting in there, son." And that's all you get, man. You get your bucket, slopping out and all that. It's really, they'll go back to that, make it a lot harsher for these prisoners so they learn a lesson. But yeah. There's just loads of fighting in there, young offenders. Everybody's trying to, well, not everyone, just the fucking idiots, man. But no one really, I had a few little arguments in there, but I didn't have to resort to jumping on anybody's brains, you know what I mean? No, anything goes in there, man. I've seen people, right? I've seen people fucking boiling water chucked over them over a fucking radio. Do you know what I mean? In jail, you really need. Well, it's easy for me because I've got. You get like a sixth sense. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be quite alert. Looking at someone the wrong way can get you slashed right up, open right up. And the most friendliest jails I've found are the northern ones. The most furthest I've been away from like my area is Lincoln in Lincolnshire, and there was a lot of Scousers in there and a lot of Manx, and not many people talking like me. But I've got to say, all the Manx and the Scousers, they used to call me East Ender, even though like that's an insult to me. I'm a man of Kent. We're all sound, they were. Less moody than the old southern prisoners. Yeah. Crazy. Bit of insight for you. But to be honest with you, I'll talk to whoever talks to me and is polite. I'm polite to them, do you know what I mean? But I'm not shy talking and coming forward, so I got on alright in there. Had a little Irish cellmate from Tipperary. Paddy, crazy geezer. Settled right in there, and then I had about 3 weeks, a month left to do, and the screws come round and said, "Oh, your clearance has gone through. Do you want to go to Kent to like a lower category prison?" I said, to be honest, I said, I may as well just sit here. I said, I made all pals and that. I said, 4 weeks to go. So I just sat there and did my time now. Yeah. They quite often ship. See, with like Liverpool jails and the Manchester jails, what they do is all the hard to deal with prisoners, like the Larry ones, in their eyes, they like ship out. And I think that's what Lincoln was, a kind of ship out jail for all the whatevers. But I committed a crime in Nottinghamshire. I got 3 months. Did half of that. Yeah. Lot mellower with all the northerners. Saying that, I've been in Canterbury, which is a Kent jail, and that was all right. You get all sorts, really. All sorts in jail. You get your people that are just want a quiet one, keeping their heads down. You got your you've got your drug dealers, and you look in their cells and they've just got like zillions of everything. What else you got? You got your junkies just fucking rattling around, man. Got a roll up, got this, got that. Fucking them kind of characters. All sorts in there. Fucking. Then you've got your kind of criminally retarded people who are just fucking off their brains, man. I just swerved them. I've come across a few of them, and I've just fucking. I've even had them get in front of me, going like that. I've just get out of my way. Fucking do your nutting, man. They do. But yeah, crazy. Bit of a prison rant. When was the last time I was in prison? I came out of prison. The last time I was in there, I think I was 26. I came out of there, looked after my dad after that. Not been back since. Prison, to be honest with you, is a waste of time. Anybody that says, oh yeah, it's fucking brilliant and all this shit, is just talking out their fucking back end, man. It's the most boringest place, guys. Fucking, you can imagine. Sitting in jail. Wouldn't be too bad if all the people were half sensible, but you've constantly got to have your eyes, do you know what I mean? Because yeah, I've seen people battered, man. What else have I seen? I've seen people coming out the cells where they've strung themselves up and that the night before. I've not seen anyone have sugar chucked over their face, but I've seen the boiling water over their face. I've seen paedophiles and that get dinner and that chucked over them. In the old days, you used to have like the fours, and they had the nonces on the fours, and what they'd do, they'd let like the ones, twos, and the threes out, so you'd all get your dinner, but the nonces would be like segregated at the top. But what they used to do now and again, they used to fucking leave a few buds out, and I was left out one time, and a few others. They were chucking their dinner at them as they was coming down. But I'll tell you what, they half look strange. Crazy. A lot of them are drugged out of it. The old paedophile, probably too ashamed of what they've done, you know what I mean? But yeah, they used to keep them in the same fucking wing. Obviously now there's Rule 43 and that, they just nonce themselves off, but because they'll ask you, have you been in jail before when you get there? Any reason you don't want to go in general population? I've always just gone straight into normal jail, into normal population. I think the only people that are going to be swerving normal population are your coppers, your fucking nonces, people that might owe someone a bit of money and, oh shit, he's in here, I'm going in there, you know what I mean? People that are swerving people. But fuck being in there, man. You might as well fucking be in the Muppet Show or something. Or down at Fraggle Rock, mate, in there. That's called Rule 43. Really, all them people like Ian Huntley, Fucking sickos like that, they should just fucking burn him up, man. Burn him up till he's just dust. Send him back to dust. Which is what we all turn into, do you know that? Everything is dust at the end of the day. Yeah, people like him, just a waste of time. It's like a lot of these rapists and that, they'd let them out and they'd do it again. I think people like that should be chemically altered so they don't feel like any arousal or anything like that. People that are like that. or even better, just do away with them. Especially these hideous child killers and that. Like that Huntley. Do you know what I mean? It's just despicable, isn't it? An eye for an eye and all of that. But they don't. They put them in jail and then we have to pay for them. How about that? Which is even bad, isn't it? Even worse. And what makes me sick is your pedos, your fucking nonces and all that. They're living a life of luxury, mate. They're living not like it's not like they're in a normal jail. Yet your average burglar or your car thief or whoever, bank robber, they're all not in the same category as a nonce. Do you know what I mean? They're all doing hard time. Everyone else is doing hard time, but this fucking cases are doing easy time, man. That's wrong. So wrong. But no. Crazy. Anyway, touch wood, I'm never going back to jail. But you never know, though. You never know. You never know what's around the corner. Not that that really fazed me. Anyway, we're not going to jail. We've done the jail. Crazy. Drop me lighter. Anyway. I've been in the same jail as that Cray bloke. What's his name? That was on the way to Hollosley Bay because Suffolk's so miles away from Kent. What you do when you go into a jail that's miles away, you stop at other jails on the way up. And we stopped and had dinner in Chelmsford Prison, and that was it. Reggie Cray, he was in there. Not that I see him, but he was in there. But yeah, that's another old jail. Chelmsford is a really old prison. I like the old ones, man. I don't really like the new jails. Plus, they're all private in that now, and it's apparently jail now is just the right joke. Just full of muppets and spice heads, man. They're all privatised now. Do you know what I mean? Fucking rip them TVs out of themselves, mate. Rip out them toilets and sinks, and give them a bucket to piss and shit in. Excuse me, English. That's what they should do. So I know it made me think when I was 17. What do you think these 17-year-olds think now? In you go, son, here's your PlayStation. Do you know what I mean? I was just put in a room with nothing. You get plenty of time to think. But society's changed, isn't it? It's just everything's wrapped up in cotton wool nowadays. I think a lot of these bad boys that are in there now, these so-called gangsters running about, popping everyone out and that. I think if you took them back into my world when I was in their age, I think they'd be crying for mummy, man, in the corner. Crazy. Anyway, guys, that's been my little rant. Well, a little bit of a insight into where the Essex boys were. That's mad. A few years early, I was for them. Would I have got on with them? I think I could have got on with. Hello, Steve. Yeah, mate. Yeah, they do look classy. They look like little castles, don't they? I love the old ones. Not so nice in winter when you're freezing your bollocks off, but excuse me, English, guys. But yeah. Yeah, what was I saying? Would I have got on with them? I think I probably would have got on with them Essex lads. I probably would have sort of bonded with them. Because up there you got your Suffolk and your Norfolk bods who are all sort of chilling together, and then you got your Kent and your Essex ones. Yeah, you got a lot of Canterbury's. That was built for. What was that built for? Like Napoleon's, the Napoleon Wars. A lot of them were actually, and still up going today. I think all they do is they maintain the outside structure and they sort of rework the inside. But yeah, them old cells, you go in them, and literally you can't get up the windows. It's that high up. Obviously, in Victorian days, people were a lot of old police cells are like that as well. You go in and the window's right up, and you can't even. And I'm 6'2", you can't even get to it. And that was to intimidate the little Victorian people. Crazy intimidation tactics. But is prison worth it? No. All prison will. People say, oh, you go in there and you learn about all sorts of stuff. All you learn really is how to get caught, because all the people in there got caught. Crazy. Different sorts of criminals in there. You got your sort of pond life, your junkies running around robbing old grannies and that. Then you got your bank robbers. You got your car offenders. People that have. I know a couple of people that have accidentally, not meant to kill someone, but they've had a fight, punched someone, and they sort of died after one punch. It's got to be right bad luck. But yeah. And then you get your white collar crime, which is your sort of middle class people, your big computer frauds and things like that. Yeah. We need to revert back in time, man. Because I think, give it 50 years, law and order will just be all over the place, man. And then they'll look back and go, fucking hell. who decided to be nice to them? And they'll rip the toilets out. Rip them TVs out. They banned smoking as well, man. But I think you can vape in there. I can remember when you could just have a roll up and just walk, smoke all over the jail, man. I suppose it's a good place to give up smoking. And again, there's probably contraband in there, but probably got to pay through your nose for it. Anyway, I've been gassing on here, look, 30 minutes. Loads of messages and shit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll a spliff. And then I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. How about that? I might have to shut the window because that bird's starting to tweet, doing my head in. I've got to do some more DIY and some gardening. What for, a spliff and a coffee? Quite a bit in the bag here. Got a quarter last night. We didn't really smoke a lot last night. I watched some Olympics today though. I quite like the Olympics. Saying that, I've got plenty of gardening to do. Again, I think it's quite hard to get locked up for what I got locked up for now. I got locked up for 2 driving on a ban. I don't think they don't jail a lot of people anymore, and there was no dangerous driving or anything. Back in my day, you got caught driving on a ban. They take your car and you that's it. You were locked up. I think now they just take your car at the side of the road and you get a summons through telling you that you were driving on a ban. Fucking yeah! Back in my day, it was quite a big offence. Then again, I never used to turn up to probation and stuff, community service. I was too busy out raving, you know what I mean? I'd come to community service on a Saturday, on a Sunday. Chance to be a fine thing. I think all the hours community service I got in my life, I never even did 1 hour. Crazy. But then if you do that, they're going to take you back to court and convert it into something else. Well, let's get that coffee on. What's the time anyway? Oh, still early doors. Got this really bright light down here, look. Boom. Turn that off in a minute. I might even go to the scrapyard today, man, to get rid of all that stuff. Sun's out anyway. Where's me milk? You know what I've done, didn't you? Left the milk upstairs. That light's too bright, man. Let's kill the light. Looks really sunny out there, man. Go in the garden in a minute, open the tent up. debating whether to get another air mattress. You know, air mattresses, the blow-up mattresses. So far I've punctured 2 in my tent. I'm debating whether to bother with another one. Vinyl we got there. Could even go and buy a record. Vinyl. Let's go and get some vinyl. Maidstone, I think. I've been at Tunbridge Wells. Squashed milk. Maidstone, probably. It's a bit quicker to get to. What else do I need? Some paraffin, possibly. If I go to the scrapyard, I could even go and get that new bike, that Carrera. I'm going to buy this Carrera bike that I've seen in cash converters, because they've got it hideously underpriced at 115. It's worth about 600, but I might go in there and just go, here's 100 quid, see if they'll take 100. I think they might. Again, I think I spent 60 or 70 last night. Everything just costs loads of money, didn't it? Loads of money. Who used to say that? Loads of money. Harry Enfield, loads of money. Yeah, I've been following that, Steve. But quite sad, do you know what I mean? What happened to him. But some of the YouTube creators on here, man, they were just making shit up, man, as it was going along. He's this, he's that. I think he just fell over, didn't he? And got lost or something. Sounds like he come out of a club and was out of his face and just wandered off. Ooh, with no survival skills, but then again, he's only young, isn't he? Didn't even have a drink, did he? A spoon. Some water on. Yeah, mate. He was in that club, weren't he? There's pictures of him in the club dancing about, and he went off with some geezer. He might have gone off with some geezer to score, I reckon. Otherwise, why else you going off with some fella you don't even know? And he's gone off to get some drugs. Probably necked a load of drugs. Stayed at that hotel for a while. And somewhere along the line he's fell over, I think. Or that's what we're led to believe. I bet some of these YouTube channels don't know what to do with themselves now that they found him. Some of them's coming up with some right bullshit. Conspiracy channels, man. I felt like butting in saying to a couple of them, you're just chatting shit, mate. But I can't be bothered. At least we got rid of our little troll anyway. We had an attack of the trolls last week. I've weeded them out. channel was infiltrated. Troll was sitting on here trying to annoy me. Keyboard warriors, man. Don't ever be worried about a keyboard warrior. I've seen some of them trolls when people track them down, man, and knock on their door. They go to pieces, they just melt. Yeah, a couple of trolls trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do. Didn't work, though. I'm going to ring Clarion Housing, he was going. I said, I don't give a, excuse my language, I said, I don't give a fuck whether you ring Clarion Housing or whoever you ring. Really don't bother me. Anyway, I blocked him. Well, I think he can post, but nobody sees anything. I think it just takes him out of the equation. Now that's not very nice. I think that milk's gone a bit dodgy. I'm going to have to make another one now. What a nightmare. Didn't take too bad. Deep in the mountains. No, he just went off for a walk, I think. See, there's all that about the watch and all that, isn't there? But I don't go down that route. I think he just wandered off, man. Out of his face. I've done it in London, man. I've done strong ecstasy, and I was fucked. Walking around outside this rave, just completely blitzed. But obviously, well, obviously he had no sort of skills or anything, because you wouldn't go walking off into the sort of desert and into the mountains with no water or anything, would you? Do you know what I mean? Not even a survival person would do that. But either way, it's all quite sad. Bit like Maddie McCann, isn't it? And she disappeared. People say, no, it's the parents. I don't think it's the parents. I think Maddie McCann was abducted, man. But again, you get the conspiracy people, everything. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Even people out there, the Flat Earth Society. You know what I mean? Saying the Earth's flat, and it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy world we're living in, man. What a crazy world. No wonder the planet messed up. You've only got to like get a bit. Once he didn't have a drink of water that day, he started getting disorientated, and that's it. It's game over. Once you start getting disorientated and losing your mind, he would have just sat down and just died. Sadly. But I must admit, it did look a bit weird. Only because they said about the watch and all that crime thing with at the same sort of time. Let me get some milk, man. Clean my windows today. Window cleaning gear. Where's my big bottle of milk? Now this one shouldn't be off because it's semi-skimmed. The other one was full fat milk. That's why that went a bit funny. But I'm gonna test it, I think. Took them quite a while though to find that Jay, didn't it? He might have even have lived if they'd have been a bit more lively with the search and sort of found him a bit quicker. Yeah, that tastes perfect. But saying that, I guess no water in heat in the mountains, you're not going to last long, man. You may as well be in a desert, you know what I mean? Especially if you've got no, well, if you're injured, whether you've got skills or not, if you're injured, you must have been really disorientated, because if you or me fell over on a mountain, you'd crawl out of that mountain, wouldn't you? You'd be crawling out of that mountain. Well, I certainly would. That's more like it. There'd be another conspiracy soon. Yeah, Maddie McCann, eh? She could still be alive though, that Maddie McCann. Do you remember that other girl that escaped from her kidnapper after about 20 years? But she's probably dead, but you never know. You never know. But let's just blame the parents. I think if it was the parents, do you know what I mean? They would have been found out easy. In fact, they've got that guy, ain't they, in jail, who they think did it. Christian, whatever his name is. He's a kiddie snatcher, and he was right by, his phone was right by Maddie McCann's room. I put him down. I reckon it's here. They searched a couple of places as well. I've got to put an hammer through this later. So we'll smash any brass off of that. Go in scrap bin. Now, where was that spliff? We're going to grab the spliff and the lighter. Where have I put it? It's upstairs, isn't it? I was thinking I did it here then. Losing my mind, man. I need to have one of my amphetamine pills, ADHD pills. Get my brain back on the subject. Then again, I didn't have no medication all week. So done quite well, really. Let's get that spliff. Get the spliff. We'll go in the garden. Get in a tent. I did a video on this last night, talking to loads of people. Right. I didn't actually roll it then, I just grinded it out. Going and washing out. Battery power we got 67%, man. I'll get off here in a minute. Just rinsing the battery. But I guess I could always plug this power bank in. Gonna need my shades on out, I think, out there. Bit of roach, man. Bit of roach. Where's my Rizzler packet? Yeah, I feel like doing something today. I feel like getting a record. Buying a record. That Jay Slater's dad and that looked a bit suspect as well at the start of it all, but I guess under that kind of pressure, I don't know how you'd react. Right, where's my ADHD meds? It's amphetamine o'clock. Never thought I'd be able to say that legally. It's amphetamine o'clock. To be honest, it still jars my brain. The fact that I've been in a magistrate's court for having speed on me before, and now I'm being prescribed it. Crazy world, man. Crazy. Saying that, this medication is not really like the street crap. That street stuff. Find them. Where's all my meds at? Or is it in a tent? Possibly in a tent. Still got some chicken left, man, from McDonald's. We got McDonald's at about 11:30 last night. Ordered it and then completely forgot I'd ordered it. Let's do that. Can you believe I've even lost the spliff I've just made? In other words, it's right in front of me. And my ADHD's kicking in again. Does my nutting, man. The amount of times I search for stuff. Fucking. I've done that before, you know. Lost a spliff, rolled another one, and then found it. That's £3 left. Wow. Only I can lose things like that. Didn't put it in my backy pouch, did I? No. Wow. The fun and games, eh? Got the weed and everything. Wow. That's all I can say. Tell what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit back down where I made it. Might show up again. There it is, under that bag. Amount of times, that's the ADHD, man. The attention deficit side of it. Anyway, let's go in the garden, drink our coffee, listen to the birds for 10 minutes. Can't really bother to take that out. Then I'm going to have a wash, a bath and a shave, get changed. The other strimmer battery. Got a new strimmer, works very, very well. Lovely. I'm going to need some shades, man, out here, that's for sure. Maybe I didn't leave him in here. Oh, too sunny out there. Where's my shades then? Quite a few sets, so I know where there is a set. In that bag, that's where there's some. There was. We'll get sorted in the end. I think they're in here. Could wire up my decks later. Sort them out. But in the meantime, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll be back later. I'm going to charge this phone up.